Mike Prencavage, everyone, the Family Plumber. We're in
Los Alamitos, California.
and it's beautiful today. Is it beautiful every day? It feels beautiful.
Yeah, 365 pretty much, yeah, I want to say.
We're gonna talk through everything they got going on here at the Family Plumber, including their VMI behind us and a bunch of interesting ways that they're running their business that'll help you today. So let's check out the space.
Let's go.
Talk to me about this VMI.
We actually started with Ferguson. First off, Ferguson's an absolutely incredible company to work with. Very easy to work with. They have so many localized locations. However, where we're at, I always say we're like in the Bermuda Triangle when it comes to supply houses. So we've actually partnered with Ferguson for what's called a VMI, or a vendor managed inventory system. They provide full-time employees for us to check in and out of parts. They also keep a full stock inventory here at our facility. It's really been a great experience overall to partner with Ferguson on all this. If you're doing specific revenue when it comes to material, you want to be at least $1 million, maybe $1.2 million. It's typically what most VMIs require. They want to see that there's a benefit into it as well. If you're the one truck exercise, or maybe even 2 trucks, you're going to a typical supply house. However, most suppliers are actually doing a partial VMI or a consignment. If you ask about consignment, most supply houses, even if you're smaller, will grant that to you. And what they do is they actually fill you in with at least $10,000 of inventory at no cost to you. It's pretty great. You have to manage the inventory, but overall, you're getting the material on hand as quickly as possible. So my favorite product in here is obviously Bradford White. I love Bradford White. Our water heaters, we have no issues with Bradford. Great product. We love their warranty. Obviously they have localized reps, which is absolutely incredible. I don't have an example of it here because they're all either dished out to job sites or they're on order, but Renai tankless as well. Great manufacturer to work with. They actually just completed a full day training with our technicians. They come on site, they make sure everything is laid out according to what their warranty specs are. So they actually provide warranty repair parts for us. It's been a signature. My dad's been using Bradford for a little over 20 years and I will continue that legacy, absolutely.
When you're cutting things down, how much do you keep versus discard?
So when it comes to material, especially recycling material, specifically in LA County, Orange County for that matter, we are actually under city requirements to recycle at least 15% of the material that we use. So in doing so, we just have a strict rule when it comes to piping, that piping should be longer, any piping longer than 3 feet, we're actually gonna keep. Those are called short sticks. So the reason why there's such a big pile is because we do a lot of jobs. So there's definitely short sticks to be had. So any of the short sticks we'll reuse. Anything below 3 feet, we'll actually put into a recycling pile, and that gets recycled typically every quarter. So we make sure that that goes in. We actually have to provide receipts upon recycling to the county as well. So you have L-type copper, that's the thickest copper. There's L-type, M-type, all different types, but more specifically L is the most longevity copper that you can find. We give a 10-year warranty on L-type copper, and honestly, you'll see it in a home for 30, 40 plus years easily. What we see here in Southern California and across the United States is obviously like roots from trees, that sort of thing. It just absolutely destroys clay piping, more specifically the joints in which that concrete is there. If there's one crack in the concrete and it separates, it's game over. You're either shooting a liner or you're replacing the sewer system.
Awesome. Tell me about some of the roles that you have. Obviously, we're here on a Sunday morning, so not everyone's in place.
Not everyone's here, unfortunately.
Talk to me about the roles that we're looking at here in this office. This is a nice office.
So in here, we have our 2 CSRs. CSRs actually work full-time here, answering phones, doing happy calls, outbound, check-in calls with our customers. We have a dispatcher that typically manages her dispatching from home, but the calls are fielded first and foremost in our office.
So how does that sound if I'm getting a phone call from you guys?
Okay, well, forgive me. I haven't done a happy call in a little while.
All right.
But
I'm not trying to grill you.
First of all, you need to be smiling across the phone. So first and foremost, what I typically instruct, we have word tracks, but it's calling a customer and saying, hey, Mrs. Smith, we understand you had service with us yesterday or the day before. I'm simply giving you a call. I'd love to check in, make sure that everything was handled, all of your questions that our technician, we do try to reiterate that our technician went through and did a thorough inspection of the property. Make sure that we're laying out all the options, that she's clear on, he or she is clear on options, as well as offer financing. I think financing is huge on the follow-up calls. So it's really just engaging with the customer, making sure that we're providing that 5-star service.
Talk to me about service area here.
Yeah.
What do you guys consider like how far do you go and what's your theory or your philosophy around service area?
So service area for us, we're very unique with the amount of trucks that we have. Most companies our size are doing a service area about 40, maybe 50, 60 miles. We're really only in a 20-mile radius. Now here in Orange County, we're in a metro area, so we have a lot of population, very condensed. So our service radius is only 20 miles. With that, it creates an ease to get out to a customer right away. However, there are other challenges involved with that. And some of the other challenges are when we're servicing certain areas, specifically our areas, we're in the most consolidated worst spot. If anybody knows the 405, the 605, we're right in that juncture right here. So that is a traffic nightmare for anybody, is transitioning, especially with LA traffic. Anybody heading north will go on the 405 or the 605 towards Los Angeles. Anybody headed south is gonna head same direction. So we're really kind of in a really bad traffic area. So manipulating the freeways, we were able to use side streets, things like that. But
there's some discipline to not being the giant service area.
I don't believe, this is me personally, I believe that you provide a really good service, 5-star experience. We have an 87% retention rate, and I'm very proud about that. What that actually allows us to do is go back into customers' homes and actually, service their homes for the lifetime of their ownership. It's so important to not just get in and get a quick grab out of a customer or think that, we're gonna sell the highest option every single time. For us, that business model doesn't work. It creates a larger service area, more driving, more fuel. Everything behind not providing that ultimate 5-star experience, it costs you more in the long run. That's my opinion. Our business model showcases that we're able to service a very tight area with the amount of vans that we have.
Amazing.
Yeah, so over here, this is our project manager office. We're simple plumbers at the end of the day. So part of what we're doing in here is we're going through and we're talking each individual project. We're also, for some of the specialty projects, for bidding purposes, we're actually meeting as a group. I genuinely love collaboration. So our project managers are collaborating with other project managers to make sure that we're ensuring a correct price. And also the timing of jobs. We're into new construction as well. So during new construction, there's a lot of collaboration. We put blueprints up on the board over here, and we discuss the more specific nuances of underground, top out, and finish work that's needed. I think our system, a team system that's been thrown around to multiple other companies, plumbing companies more specifically across the United States, I felt that switching to a team system has been absolutely the biggest game changer.
How long ago did you guys do that? We switched to a team system 2.5 years ago. And we've seen a revenue spike year over year, about 40%. Can you summarize? So 40%, oh my God.
Yeah, year over year, yeah.
Give me a little summary of that real briefly, like a 30-second version of what you mean by team system.
So team system compiles the upper management, which would be a shop foreman, and then each individual team, which includes a team leader or what we consider a project manager. Those are our most senior guys. So those guys have been around the block. They understand code compliance. They understand, how to bid properly. But you have a project manager with a team of installers beneath the project manager, no less than 3 and no more than 5. That was a suggestion that I had heard for many, many years. And as we start to develop this program, I realized that having less than 3 team members isn't challenging enough, but having more than 5 is, I've never seen it happen, at least for us. So that's it in a nutshell. It's a team system. Absolutely. All right. So we're gonna bring this over to the tankless unit right here. So on a tankless unit, you have a couple different, obviously like service ports over here. You have your gas line, you have your in-feed. We use a Scale RX, or Halo offers a deionizer, which is a filter-free filter, if that makes sense. So you have your incoming water, your shutoff valve right here for cold. So you have cold inlet. Very basic system, goes into a tankless unit, comes out on the hot side.
This has got to be like the first tankless.
The very first tankless. Well, actually, so we, as a joke, we installed one of their first edition Southern California tankless units because we do service the new ones, but this is really to represent at least just where a tankless is mounted, as well as the water inlet ports. But obviously, yes, we are using the new technology, so don't worry about that. So what we typically—
It just shows you're forward thinking because you've been around.
You know, one of my taglines has been new school mentality with old school values. And there's something about like old school technology, like the OG technology, especially when you see it out in the field, you're like, dang, that's been working for 20 years.
Well, that's something like when I walked around Profit Rocket or whatever, and I was like asking about products, and some guys were like, the older stuff. They're just, you know, they're
set in their ways.
They romanticize the older stuff.
They do, yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, but an old boiler that's been around for 50 years, I get it.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, watch, yeah, I can't even thread this on because it's not soldered.
The level of calls that you put early guys on, where do you draw the line?
So,
and do you have somebody that's doing call by call or anything like that?
Yeah, so we have a shop foreman. Our shop foreman's actually in charge of making sure that everything, he is, I consider him the epoxy. So he is the glue that actually keeps everything together. And part of his job is evaluating whether or not we want our apprentices even, or entry-level technicians to go on job sites to do like some of the bigger projects, which would be repipes, tub installs, remodels. I think remodels are probably top on the list because there's so much involved with making sure that the final product not only functions properly, like plumbing wise, but aesthetically it looks great. We don't want a tub with scratches. We don't want a shower valve that's misaligned on the wall. So those types of key details, we have our shop foreman actually sign off on that before any of those tend to happen. How many trucks, I can't keep track of them anymore. Holy crap.
Ruben,
Ruben.
This is a random truck inspection.
Don't fail me now, Ruben.
Everyone rate this.
Don't fail me now. Oh, yes. All right. This is actually good.
Okay.
This is clean. This is actually, I'm liking this.
What would you rate it out of 100%?
You know, I honestly, this is a solid 95, 100%, maybe even 100%. You know, everything's at least in its little corners, and we got his rolling cart ready to go. He's actually on a repipe this week, and since it's Sunday, I'm so happy to see that he's ready to rock and roll tomorrow. So, Ruben, when you watch this, absolutely did a great job. You showed true pride in your work here, buddy.
Give me like a little bit of like, is there anything with stocking these trucks that you guys do differently? Is there anything you want to share about like what you like to have in every truck that maybe not everyone does?
Yeah, I once again, we do 80% residential, 20% commercial. And in doing residential service, I used to be in these large Isuzu box trucks. I can even show you an example a little bit later, but these trucks now that we're consolidating, we're in these Highline vans. This is the typical van that most plumbing companies are using now. It's best to lay out all of your miscellaneous material in individual bins, such as copper, ABS, and Ruben, once again, is doing a great job keeping the bins in line.
Let's go, Ruben.
Let's go, Ruben. But making sure that you have all the individual parts. You don't like making multiple trips to the supply house. I mean, honestly, it cuts down on efficiency as well as oftentimes it's aggravation. You know, so these guys, as well as myself, I think we've trained, obviously we've done a great job. We've trained these guys to understand that efficiency is where it's at. So by making sure you have all those smaller parts that otherwise you don't have to go to the supply house for is super important when you're doing residential plumbing.
Because there'll be times if you don't have all this stuff, it's simple stuff, but you just can't move forward on the job, and then it's with the traffic. Yeah,
traffic, you know, so yeah, you have to be cognitive of all the aspects of going to the supply house, traffic being one of them. Two, why are you gonna upset your customer? You're telling your customer, oh, I'm gonna leave for a couple hours, I'll be back. What are they gonna do? You know, oftentimes they have to open up the house, they have to lock up. It's very inconvenient for both parties. So it's super important that you lay out the vans with the thought in mind that I'm gonna have that minuscule part that otherwise when I'm 15 minutes away from or 20 minutes away from a supply house each way, I have it on my truck, so I'm ready to rock and roll. So yeah, let's head over to our conference room. Conference room's great. We'll walk in here real quick.
We got the
Oh, locker room.
Locker rooms.
Watch out for the underwear. I don't know if there's any hanging.
Oh, hell yeah.
So welcome to the conference room. As we've expanded, this conference room is actually extremely small for the team that we have. But all of our team members are typically here in the morning. We keep 70 to 80% of our total team here every single morning. The ones that are already out in the field are already on job sites, leaving from home. We've definitely grown into this space. We're maxed out completely. All these chairs over here, they all get pulled out for all the team members every Friday. More recently, we did add a vending machine. Honestly, guys like to go out and grab breakfast, grab snacks at 7-Eleven, that sort of thing. So we just made it more convenient for them. We'll walk into my office here. So we actually have 3 units here in Los Alamitos. Where we started from where we're at, or where we started to where we're at right now, we started in one single unit that was no bigger than this office. So if you can scale, this office was basically our entire operation at one time. Now we have 3 of these, plus warehouse, plus parking and storage.
Plus an additional office across town, right?
Yes, and we have our newest office, which is over in Irvine. It's a smaller office, but once again, it's about building the roots and then growing from there. So we've seen it work here more specifically as we expanded into this corporate plaza.
Talk to me about this website that you guys have currently.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it represents the quality of your work?
So, long and short, absolutely not. So,
give me like how you feel about the current website, especially knowing that you're redoing it now. Like, what is comparatively to the one that's about to come out? How do you feel?
So I'm a plumber at the end of the day. I'm not a design expert. However, just by putting on a customer hat and looking at our existing website, it's very rigid, very square, very, I would say bland, if you will. There's nothing really that's inviting other than maybe the video that we had professionally done before. And I think what we lacked really during the design process of this website was guidance. Like I said, we're plumbers at the end of the day. We're not website experts, so not having the guidance was an issue that we had on our original website. And
what consequences? Sorry, I'm gonna increase the pain here for a second. What consequences do you think you could be experiencing from the current website that maybe the new website will help mitigate?
I think the biggest thing is the call to action. I think we lack it in our website. As you go through, it gives all the pertinent information, our name, our videos, contact us, but there's really no call to action to schedule and or call or book. This call to action button actually right here is very kind of blended into the trucks themselves. There's nothing animated, there's nothing moving, nothing that catches your eye. So
would you say it could be losing you business?
I would say yes, absolutely, when it comes to the call to action, because in an emergency situation, you're gonna first either go to Google, you're gonna go to Yelp, you're gonna search, where's my nearest plumber? And if our website pops up like this, honestly, I think it's so bland that it really doesn't push for the next objective, which is I want to call this company. I want them to come out. I want them to handle this, and I know they're true and honest, and their pricing will be in my ballpark.
How cool of a company this is! This is so cool.
Yeah,
I'm proud that we are able to help a little bit. But how do you feel like this represents the company now?
I think it absolutely represents who we are. When it comes to animation, a lot of customers don't understand what it takes to show up at their doorstep. Mm-hmm. So I think with just the imagery that's showcased here, you can really kind of show that we are a true, honest plumbing company that will arrive on time, make sure that our guys are well qualified to work on your property. And there's all sorts of information as it relates to financing, because we are in uncertain times right now. I think that's a huge aspect that we never had on our original website. So customers can actually go straight to our website for financing information, other resources, how to give back. We're a very philanthropic style company that we value giving back to the community, as well as not only our local community, but internationally to charities. So customers can actually go through our About page and actually see the charities that we contribute to. And if they feel so inclined, they can actually get involved as well. So I think that's super important.
Just for people out there, it's hard to make a company that's not cool look cool, but you guys are a cool company. So it's a lot easier to make a website that represents, I think, just a little bit more about how cool the company is. I think that's what we're trying to do with websites. It's not like we can make companies that suck good.
Yeah, it's hard to convey that story. And I commend Hook Agency 100% for conveying that story through our website. The story of we are your family plumber. Our slogan, which is just like having a plumber in the family, it's really been highlighted quite tremendously with this new website. So much so that I'm so eager to have it launched, because I actually do want to send out surveys to our customers and actually rate our website. Let us know how we're doing. But
did you do that for the old one?
No, I didn't. I didn't do it for the old one. So
I wish I could see that data.
Yeah, I'm absolutely going to do it for this one. We'll put it on our follow-up survey. How was your overall experience? The whole goal of this website is not only to offer financing, but also to schedule through the website, start to finish, and we're utilizing other services as well through Service Titan and GoodLeap with financing to allow for as much of a completely automated scheduling as well as a customer experience platform. So that's the hope and the goal. But starting with the website, you need that good foundation, and Hook Agency definitely took care of it for us. So.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you for showing us around the office.
Absolutely.
Where can people go to check you guys out, whether they're a possible employee or a customer?
Yeah, so obviously our new website, 100%. We want to get you on our website, but you can check out LinkedIn. We have a page on LinkedIn. We're on all social media sites, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. If you just search The Family Plumber, all of our handles are The Family Plumber. But love for you to check us out, see what we're doing. You'll see that it's a very team-oriented atmosphere here, and I'm really proud with where we're at and where we're headed. So check us out, and also the new website, www.thefamilyplumber.com. I can't commend Hook Agency enough on just the experience. We're talking about plumbing experience, but the experience we've had overall working with your team members on this project, they really draw out ideas that otherwise I didn't even think of, which is incredible. So thank you guys for being a valued partner of the Family Plumber. I really appreciate that.